Hello, Golda Solomon.
Hello, Patricia.
Thank you for letting me interview you. I would like to hear your thoughts on your upcoming performance on Friday, January 30th, and why. I want to know why you chose to work in the form, the poetry form, and why you work with jazz, and why Black Lives matters to you. So that's a lot.
Let's start with why Black Life matters to me. It's mattered to me since I walked with Sally Bussey as a young kid in grade school to go play at her house, and we crossed one street, and all of a sudden everyone on that block was black. Then we were called Negroes. The word was Negro then, not even black. If you used the word black, you were insulting someone then. Everyone in that neighborhood was like Sally. And that was my first experience with redlining, real estate redlining. And I knew something wasn't right, but I couldn't quite articulate it yet. And then I realized the only black woman in our building was the nurse, nanny, who worked for one of the doctors in the building. We lived on Erasmus Street, Church and Nostrand Avenues. And it's been an awakening for me ever since. Black life has mattered for me. It's been my whole teaching career. 13 years as a speech therapist in Bed-Stuy, West Harlem, East Harlem, Spanish Harlem, Washington Heights, and then as a college professor at Borough of Manhattan Community College. Why poetry? I started to write in my 40s. Jazz has been in my life since my mid-20s, hard and fast and fierce. I've always said that it was Monk that mothered me, not my mom. And jazz was exciting. Jazz said things politically before you could even articulate them. Poetry came into my life in my 40s, and I saw that when anyone was in difficulty, read someone, read a poem, explore this author, write about it. The coming together of my poetry and jazz I owe to Reggie Cabico. I was taking a black box course with him, and he said, Golda, when are you going to combine your two passions? And it was like, whoa, poetry and jazz? Jazz and poetry? I'm known as the Po-Jazz Lady. I had a series at Cornelia Street for many years, poetry in partnership with jazz. Now it's more prominent, but I'm glad to say that I was one of the resurgents from the beats. And when someone said that some of my poetry was like Allen Ginsberg, I felt I had arrived. My jazz taste, I was weaned on Dolphy. The first night I met him, we became friends. Social justice, poetry. I was just thinking about the poem that I'm going to present as part of the Jazz and Poetry Choir. And by the way, when we present, I call my instrument words. We're poets, we're musicians, we improvise.